This is Trade Flow News, bringing you relevant news and insights from around the world. Trade Flow News, enabling trade for SMEs and economies worldwide.
These are some of the key topics that we will be looking into in today's program.
First, let's take a look at the overnight headlines which are impacting the commodity markets.
China's crude oil throughput in January and February rose 2.1% versus a year earlier, official data showed on Monday, supported by a new refinery and holiday travel, but weak refining margins persisted. Total refinery throughput in the world's second-largest oil consumer was 119.17 million metric tons, or about 14.74 million barrels per day, according to data from the National Bureau of Statistics. China combines data for January and February into one release to smooth out the impact of the Lunar New Year holidays, which fall in either of these months each year.
Oil traded higher on Monday after the United States vowed to keep attacking Yemen's Houthis until the Iran-aligned group ends its assaults on shipping, and Chinese economic data fueled hopes for higher demand. U.S. President Donald Trump launched military strikes against the Houthis on Saturday over the group's attacks against Red Sea shipping. One U.S. official told Reuters the campaign might continue for weeks. Brent futures rose 72 cents, or 1%, to $71.30 a barrel by 0920 GMT, while U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude futures gained 59 cents, or 0.9%, to $67.77.
Moving on to the top news in the energy sector.
Thermal power generation in China, fueled mainly by coal, fell at the beginning of the year, down in both January and February, official data showed, one of only a handful of times it has declined during that period in more than 2 decades. China's power generation dipped by 1.3% to 1.49 trillion kilowatt-hours, kWh, in the first 2 months of the year, according to data from the National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, on Monday. Outside of 2020, at the start of COVID-19, and 2009 following the global financial crisis, this was the first time power demand has fallen since at least 1998.
Asia's ability to supply sustainable aviation fuel will outpace regional demand this year and next as more production comes online, increasing exports and potentially lowering prices for the fuel, oil executives and analysts said. Planned SAF production could take a hit if regional demand remains tepid and prices fall below production costs, industry sources say, though Asia's increased capacity is good news for airlines that have been complaining SAF is too expensive and hard to source. At least 5 SAF projects in Asia, outside of China, have started up or are earmarked to start production this year, targeting exports regionally and to Europe. Next, we have the top news in metal markets. China's crude steel output in the first 2 months of 2025 slid 1.5% from a year earlier, official data showed on Monday, despite better margins and stronger exports. The world's largest steel producer manufactured 166.3 million metric tons of crude steel between January and February, the National Bureau of Statistics said. The annual decline defied expectations of some analysts who had forecast a year-on-year rise, citing higher exports.
Russia plans to produce at least 60,000 metric tons of lithium carbonate in 2030, the Natural Resources Ministry said on Monday, as Moscow seeks to reduce its dependency on imports and boost production of high-capacity electric batteries. Lithium and other critical minerals, including rare earth metals, have gained global attention in recent months, as U.S. President Donald Trump aimed to counter China's dominance in the sector by offering production deals to Ukraine and Russia. Lithium, a metal essential for electric vehicle production, is included on the list of 50 minerals deemed critical by the U.S. Geological Survey. Russia reported having 3.5 million tons of lithium oxide reserves.
We will now look at the top news in the agricultural sector.
Indonesia's crude and refined palm oil exports surged 62.2% in February from a month ago to reach a 4-month high, the Statistics Bureau said on Monday, as Jakarta's move to lower export taxes attracted buyers away from Malaysia. Higher palm oil exports from Indonesia, the world's biggest producer of the tropical oil, will help in bringing down stocks and support prices that are currently holding a premium over rival soy oil. Indonesia exported 2.06 million metric tons of crude and refined palm oil in February, the highest since October, the Bureau data showed. Exports were up 45.1% from February 2024.
That is all for today's news on commodity markets. Stay tuned to TradeFlow News as we continue to provide you with more updates. We also invite you to follow us on Twitter at TradeFlow News, which allows you to watch our program on your mobile device or desktop to receive information from there.